Once on 3, 2, 1. Or on 1. Sorry.
Alright, redo.
This is already 3, 2, 1. Still, we'll get that figured out eventually.
Yeah. Well, once we start talking, it'll be easier to figure out. Alright, Mr. Host.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our first Battlefield 5 update.
And to be real, probably more gentlemen than ladies.
Yeah. To our 1% lady fans out there,
Yeah.
you're an all-star. Way to represent us. But we are going over the Tides of War Chapter 2 Lightning Strikes Update number 2.
Yes.
This has a lot of juicy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Today, I got with me good old Freetime himself.
Hello, well then, good morning.
Yes. And by the way, this is our first video, so bear with us.
Yeah.
I'll be hosting today's video. Spartan, you all know that. So, we're going to start things off today. We have a new tank coming in, which is going to be awesome for all you lovely people that love to use tanks. It's the Strug 4. Now basically this tank is going to be a great ambushing tank. It's got a turtleless design, and it's also going to have... Oh god dang it, the screen shut off.
Growing pains.
Yep. Alright, so today we have, or I already said that. So the new vehicle we got today is the Strug 4. It is a great ambush tactic style tank. It is equipped with great self-defense, having both a top gunner position and a remotely controlled machine gunner turret. God,
Are you a tank guy?
I am not a tank guy at all.
Yeah, you don't use tanks very often.
No, I am more of a let everyone else use it because my tank driving skills are usually falling off a cliff.
Yeah. Well, I rarely get
honest.
any further than maybe 2 kills before I get blown up myself, so...
And the thing about that's crazy, is how come it takes so long to blow up a tank, and yet I die after the first person I kill? I don't understand that.
Well, yeah,
Like
it's
everyone
weird to
has
see
these
on...
indestructible tanks, but then I throw my whole dynamite and my explosives, and I do like 80 damage.
I wonder if, like, has to do with everybody uses the assault class because it's got the best weapons.
Yeah. Well, and also take it with a grain of salt. But I was looking up
But
stats
tank
the
it
other
with
day.
a grain of salt?
Yeah, tank it with a grain of salt. But I was looking the other day, and someone has like 100 KD on Battlefield 5, and they use a tank class. Like, that's all they use is vehicles, and mainly tanks.
Dude, it's a tank camper right there.
Yeah, it's like those artillery trucks at Battlefield 1.
There's no way. Yeah, there's no way they just, like, go through the middle of the map.
Yeah.
To get 100 KD, all you need is, like...
But his score per minute's really good, though. So he's obviously playing objectives.
I mean, there's good people. Yeah, there's good people at everything. Personally,
There's also going to be for this tank, though, this could be interesting. This is something I would need. The tank comes with a tree specialization, which provides better survivability and survivability against anti-infantry. So now it's going to be even harder to take this out because there's a specialization to make it, more stronger against infantry.
Yeah, beef up the armor probably. But I guess it's like it's give and take, right? Aren't they like taking away something from this tank other tanks do have?
Yes, they are. Right here, it is a turtleless design, making it less vulnerable to enemy tanks. Not having a turret is a bit of a drawback. So it's not going to have like a turret there, which is going to cause a drawback, but it's going to have ridiculous amount of armor.
Yeah. So we'll have to see, what it's like, because this, it comes out tomorrow is when we're able to play it.
Yes.
See, maybe it's the first tank I like using.
I'll just have blueberries hop in there with me and drive them off the cliff.
Yeah.
But that's about it for the tank. It's just a new tank. It's going to be a lot more beefy. It's going to have pretty good specializations. I would actually, if I was a tank guy, I'd be super excited about how strong this tank's going to be. Like,
Yeah.
it's not going to have really a turret on it, but it's going to have a lot more machine guns on it. So
And it's for the Axis powers, right? Or is it open for all of them?
Yep, Axis tank.
Cool. Well, that probably has a lot to do with like them reworking the Panzer. What's that map called? I keep forgetting. The Panzerstorm map.
The big one?
Yeah, and you'll touch on that here in a sec. But I wonder if it's because they're like
Panzerstorm.
Yeah, trying to let's add a new tank because our biggest tank map gets quite a bit of work.
Yeah. Well, it'll be good too because with a heavier tank like this, it'll make it nice to travel to different points without being super exposed, and it'll be nice having that extra armor getting from different objectives.
Yeah. So that'll be fun. I'm excited to try it out. I mean, like we said, we're not much of tank people, but if it's new, it's always worth giving a go.
So that's about all we got for the tank. So if you want to go ahead and tell us about your experience with the practice range.
Yeah, oh, what the heck. So this morning, I hopped on to Battlefield 5, and I was just like, okay, I saw some of the update notes, and they said they had skeet shooting. And I was just like, well, you know what? I don't ever use the practice range, but if there's skeet shooting, I may be a little interested, right? And so I went to try it out, but I don't know if it's just different bugs or if it was just my Xbox. I mean, definitely there were things going on with my Xbox this morning, but it was just bugging and lagging, and I couldn't, like, I'd go to aim and the target would disappear out of nowhere. And then I would try to reload and it wouldn't let me reload. So there were some issues there, and like I said, I'm not sure if it's bugs. I mean, I'm not surprised if it's bugs, but I mean, for all of you Xbox users, there were some technical issues this morning when it came to Xboxes, at least in my region, where I was having the black screen of death, and I thought my Xbox was broken forever. But I mean, at first, I kind of blamed it on the practice range. I thought for some reason me playing the practice range destroyed my Xbox. But I mean, how often do you use the practice range?
Never.
Never?
I'll never touch it. My
Here's what I
practice
think.
range is shooting people in the face.
Yeah. Might as well just play the game. But here's what I think.
Yeah.
I think they tried to do something with the practice range. They brought it back, obviously, because it was in Battlefield 4, I believe. It was the last one that had it.
Yeah.
I think so. And, you know, some people really loved it from Battlefield 4. I probably used it twice. But what I think would be better for the practice range is if they made it more of a competition. If you've ever been into the practice range, it seems very empty and boring. There's nobody else around. And it reminds me, it's kind of weird to say, but it reminds me of Call of Duty World War II. Do you know the HQ area? I don't know if you ever played that. Where there's people running around. They've got like a little practice range as well, but there's a board and there's rankings and there's people who have done it better than others, and so there's actually a reason to go into that area, and that's to beat the people who have gone before and beaten it as well. So I don't know if it's something that maybe DICE even cares about adding into it, but I think some competition would help with the practice range, because right now it's just a little too boring for me.
Well, don't they have like ribbons or something you can earn or something like that?
Yeah, but it's not like very, like I said, the competition's not there. You can't just see a board that has all these other people that have gone before you, you know?
Yeah, which is always fun, especially if you do that between like friends. Like you can have like a competition between your friends. Like, hey, I shot all the skeets within a minute or whatever.
Yeah, like it's like adding a mini game into the game, which I think would be cool. But I mean, apart from the skeet shooting, there's other updates as well. Like there's gadget practice if you're into that. There's grenade practice. But honestly, when it comes down to it, like you and me were talking about this, that why don't you just play the game and practice that way, where you get some actual points and experience, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but that's it. That's it for the practice range. I mean, most of it is stuff that.
Did you see the bullet drop thing? Did you try that out? What
I
they're
haven't
talking
tried.
about?
No, that's like when my Xbox crashed. So
Oh, okay.
that might be interesting, kind of like the skeet shooting. But I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, it's kind of nice because in Battlefield 1 you could see your bullet travel like the majority of the path. In Battlefield 5 you can't really see your bullet travel.
Yeah.
So I know like hitting shots a lot farther. Like when I had my like 700-meter shot, like that was, I was lucky. Like,
yeah, like I
had to row shooting.
I actually understood my bullet drop in Battlefield 1. Like here, I'll
Yes.
aim just barely above their head, and it seems like I'm far enough away, but I don't know if there's a drop or not, 'cause it goes right over their head.
Well, and the kick is so crazy too. Like it kicks your scope off the target to where you can't see your bullet.
Yeah. So.
Which I don't think there was that much kick on those guns. I could be wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because I haven't shot a lot of the guns that are currently in the game. I know I've shot in like, M1s and stuff like that, but I feel like it's a lot of kick for a scope to completely go off its target.
Yeah. So, yeah, well, for all of those who are very interested in the practice range updates there, I think you'll be happy. There's quite a few things that you can do now that weren't available before.
Can you do a co-op practice range now? Is that a thing? Or is that a thing coming?
No, it says in the scoreboard for solo player co-op play. I don't think so. I don't know.
Oh, okay. We'll update you guys as we find that out.
I mean, obviously, seeing as how like the update just came out, we're still trying to play through a lot of it as well.
Yeah, and we both work a lot, so we don't have the time to, as soon as the update comes in, just grind it.
I know. Lucky people.
The work life.
Yeah. But so I guess that leads us into the kind of what we were talking about earlier about the Panzerstorm map. Like, what kind of changes they got going there?
Well, they're finally listening to the community, I feel like, for the first time. They haven't really done
the first time
the best job of listening to the community here. My biggest complaint is because Panzerstorm, it could be a really good map, but as a person who's 99.9% infantry, walking around that map sucked. Like, I would try to just go the middle of the map, which I think was like D, and I would hover just between like C, D, and F, were like the three zones, and like every other zone, I was like, I'm not walking over there. Unless, of course, you and me were throwing dynamite on Jeeps and driving around blowing people up. That was fun. Yeah,
like it would take a good 5 to 10 minutes. Well, not 10 minutes, but it would take forever to walk from one side to the other.
Oh, yeah. But, so some things they're doing is they're changing the environment. They're doing more like dugout areas and more areas to where you could sneak to different objectives.
Yeah.
There's not as much of an opening in certain areas. And then the house, I have to figure out which house this is. The house on D is actually rotated 180 degrees, so you can focus more on sniping. Which, to me, I find that as something, I don't know, like, I'm not much of a house sniper because I feel like that's a common area for snipers to go, is houses and areas. So I feel like for me, that'll benefit me just finding snipers there. So I'm kind of excited about that because since they say it's a new area, I have a feeling I'm going to get a lot of headshots there.
Yeah. Well, aren't houses also good targets for tanks to bulldoze?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, usually, especially on Panzerstorm, like, vehicles don't last, or houses don't last that long. Like, quarter way through the game, every building is going to be down on the ground.
Yeah, exactly.
But the most obvious change they're doing to Panzerstorm is the extension to F Point, which we all know kind of hardly had anything around it.
Yeah.
they added additional buildings. They had a swine farm, and they made it 4 times bigger. So F area is going to be almost kind of like just like a little community town or like a little area. So it's going to have a lot more structures, which will offer more cover for infantry and also tanks, because it was also like the whole map's open. So like you could do tank shooting from across the map. So the changes they're doing between dugouts and new bunkers and new buildings. So they're saying F is the most noticeable change to the game.
That'd be
which
cool.
would be really cool. I'm actually excited.
Yeah. And plus there'd be a lot more.
Because then that way you can have your. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say that there'd be if you're an assault player, then there's gonna be a lot more action going on there now. Because that would attract people who just want to play with their guns,
Yeah. And then they also did a study of their data, and they really never saw any fights between D and E. So they worked on working on the difference between those two and adding a little bit more structure and a little bit more areas to make it so people are over in that area fighting and stuff, because they want all areas of the map to be used, which is hard. Like I don't know, we're in the 21st century. Come on, why we not have 120 people on a server yet? Like Panzerstorm would be perfect for 60 on 60.
Yeah, and so I think with Hamada as well.
It's too, to me it's too, like, they're like, oh, this is our new great big map, and it's like, it's a great map, but it's just the people aren't there for that map.
Yeah, like if we're supposed to be colonizing Mars in the next 10 to 15 years, how can we can't fit 120 people on a server?
Yeah, but yeah, just in general, just the biggest things they have to Panzerstorm is the the fix to F. They actually took notice to infantry players, and there's gonna be a lot more cover and a lot way. They changed a lot of the walls, like a lot of the brick walls they had throughout the map, different sizes, so you can rest your gun on different points or crawl along the wall and sneak up on tanks. So there's gonna be a lot more infantry help in that map, because anywhere you walked in that map, a tank could see you from a mile away.
Yeah, that's true. So I don't know. I'm excited to try that map out again. I know we're not getting a new map in this update, and everyone kind of wishes we did, but maybe them adding some things to this map will hold us over for the time being.
Yeah. And then one of the last things they did to this map, which it's another vehicle thing, so I almost kind of skipped by it, but they're adding a higher ceiling to flying, because apparently a lot of people are complaining about the ceiling limit of flying in that game or on that map. So that's another thing for you pilots out there. The ceiling's going to be a little bit higher for you, so they can do more barrel rolls and stuff like that.
You'll have a little bit more time to dive bomb. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. Oh, I love the new update they did with the dive bombing, making it louder and more like intense.
Yeah. Oh. Because that's what was missing, is just the chaos that we found in Battlefield 1, But, well, is that everything on that one?
That about wraps Panzerstorm up. I mean, a lot of little changes, but just, F is the only big change probably people really even notice, is just Objective F.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I think.
But at least it's in the positive direction, and they listen to people by saying, hey, we'll help infantry out finally.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's all we got.
Then they got, there's a couple little things, some soldier fixes and tweaks that they've done. Also listening to the community, because, I feel like as a community, Battlefield players are pretty vocal on Twitter, on Reddit, letting DICE know what they need to do to help fix, not fix the game, but like make the game better, because there's a lot of things you can't foresee when you're making the game. So and so some of these soldier fixes and tweaks, a lot have to do with like how loud footsteps are. And like I think that, like right here, they added they made the footsteps in the snow a little bit louder, just so you can hear them coming along behind you. So I think that stuff's actually that will probably help out quite a bit, especially on Fjell and on Narvik. like they said, the volume attenuation of third-person footsteps over distance has been increased. So no more getting knifed in the back, guys. Who knows? Maybe they. What if they did a little bit too much? And then here in a week, we're gonna find out that nobody's able to kill anybody anymore from behind. No more flanks.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Battlefield 1 had it good, maybe a tad bit too high. But I know in Battlefield 1, that's how I was able to get flanks all the time, is because I was like, oh, I hear this dude, and there's 3 buildings between us, and he's in the second building.
Yeah.
So, and I could tell, like, what floor he was on. So, I mean, that was nice. Like, probably a little bit more unrealistic, I guess, in a sense. But it was a nice gaming experience, being able to tell exactly where a dude was.
Like, adds to the surround sound and being immersed into it. And then I have to correct myself. Footsteps in snow are actually reduced in sound. So.
Which I'm actually happy with that. I was like, what?
You're like, even louder?
It's so obnoxious. You're sitting there and you're crunch, 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 and you're like, my God, where's this dude at? Sounds like he's stepping on my toes.
Like, or if you're in a house, I get this a lot of times when you're in a house on Narvik and people are crunching around in the snow outside. Like, it makes you paranoid.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Just a couple other fixes. With vaulting, they've done a little bit of rework on vaulting, making the animation a little faster. Get you out of harm's way quicker. And
thank goodness.
I know going upstairs, a lot of times you get caught on a stair. And so it would do an animation of you jumping over the stair and then keep on running up. So they fixed a lot of that too. Really, I think those are the only ones like that I care about, and I think that people would care about.
Yeah.
I think in general they did a lot of bug fixing here. And just things to make the game flow easier. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think about these
I definitely agree.
tweaks?
Like, vaulting was a bit sloppy, in my opinion. It was a little awkward doing some vaults.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Hopefully.
And also, another thing I saw that they did fix was on higher vaults. So, like, when you're jumping over a fence, like, some bullets wouldn't register, and they fixed that problem. So, I'm happy about that, because there'll be times where I'm using an LMG and this guy's getting away and I'm not hitting him for some reason.
Yeah. So now you can catch that baseball as it goes over the fence.
Yeah. Steal the home run.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I actually think that we'll be able to notice this upon play. As little of details they are, I think so. But so that's it for just kind of the soldier tweaks and fixes, the ones that I think are important.
Right. We got the vehicles, which just a couple of the main ones on the vehicles really that they fixed was the Flak 38 actually shows the correct ammo now instead of showing the wrong ammo. I noticed that when I was playing, it would show me like the wrong ammo for when I was using the gun.
Yeah. And you know those people,
they fixed
those people who are real on realism in Battlefield probably got really mad.
Oh yeah. Also, the biggest thing I'm most excited about the vehicles is they added the universal carrier. They added a horn.
Oh yeah, yeah, we talked about that.
I'm so excited for that.
So you can, yeah, we'll have even more things to use to get people to get into our car.
Yeah. So any vehicle with a horn makes me excited, so I can just irritate people.
Yeah.
Let's be
It's
real.
the last thing you'll hear before you die.
I guess another big thing they did. This is kind of like the biggest thing they did to the vehicles, is the AA. They worked a crap ton on the AA.
Yeah.
They're saying that shells will detonate kind of more closely to an airplane, make it more consistent.
Yeah.
And the shots will be a little bit more closer to target, which will be nice, because I know sometimes I use the AA gun. I feel like it's acting up a little bit, like I'm lagging.
Yeah. Or like or like it doesn't explode anywhere near the plane, and so it just goes, it just goes clear over and just keeps on going, like it disappears.
And they also said the fast-firing AA is now better against highly maneuverable and small targets, and like the fighters. And the slow-firing AA is now better against like bombers and stuff like that. Which I'm gonna be honest here, I had no idea there was different AA guns. Like I know there's, like now that I think about it, I know there's different firing guns, but I just didn't think that they were really two different styles of AAs.
Well, yeah, I didn't even register that until you just said it, and I was just like, where? I didn't know there was a slower rate fire one. But I mean, what are the AA guns? There's the stationary ones, and then the ones you can pull behind a transport vehicle, huh?
Well, there's the one, because I think the ones on Twisted Steel versus Ahmad or whatever, I think those are different ones. I could be wrong. Like I can't even think of like which ones are the different ones.
Yeah.
But
another thing to try out.
I definitely know that there's, now I think about it, there's one that like fires faster and one that fires like a little bit slower, but I just can't think of where they are because I hop on an AA gun once in a blue moon.
Yeah. And I know, like, the only one I know that fires faster, like, out of just memory is the one that's an actual tank. You know, the anti-aircraft tank.
I hate that thing.
What's good is we can edit out any of these like long, like.
Yeah, we're sitting here staring at our notes.
Yeah, we're like, what next?
We're waiting too long. Hurry! You gotta pick something.
The crowd is
start
waiting.
Talking. They'll like it.
Yeah. Dude, we get booed off a stage.
Do you want to cover the weapons, gadget specializations, the gameplay and visuals part?
Yeah.
And then we could just end on the maps and modes.
Yeah. So we're going to talk a little bit about the gameplay changes. Some of them, like aiming down sights. The animations with the weapons and the sights have been revamped to better reflect the correct point of aim while strafing and walking. All rifles, SMGs, LMGs, and shotguns have improved visual stability. I think a lot of, like, I don't know if it's the same with you, but when I'm using a LMG or maybe one of the automatic weapons in assault class, I have a tough time strafing, keeping my sights on target. I just think that the recoil maybe it gets out of hand. And I think it's interesting that they use the word revamp, because I feel like that means that they put a lot of work into it.
Well, there's also that issue with I don't know if you use the Lewis gun much, but there's an issue with the 3x scope where the scope was not even set up. It was like it had like 2 crosshairs on it. But you're looking at like you're looking at like the front of the gun, so it was like the normal crosshairs. So to fix it, you had to buy like the other 3x, which I think is chrome or something like that. But it was awful. I thought my game was glitching out for the longest time until I heard multiple people saying I can't use the Lewis gun, the 3x, because it gives me 2 crosshairs.
Ah, tricky.
So this is fixing that.
Tricky EA. They want you to spend the points to get one that works.
Yeah. That's why they give 100,000 points to everybody.
Yeah, they're like, hey.
Hey, whoopsie.
And then there's a bunch of smaller ones, like the transition animation from stand to crouch, while an ADS has been improved to better match the accuracy changes. So you can go straight from pointing at their head to their gut with no problem. It says, in visual, it says, removed the floating bullets when getting shipments to the armory for the Bren gun. Now, I have been using the Bren gun a lot, and I always wondered what the heck was going on, because there would just be floating bullets off to the side. I think it's usually to the right side. And I was just like, well, they better they'll fix that eventually. But I found that really funny. Is
that like the ejected bullets, like when you fire?
No, it's like, so you go to reload your gun, and your clip, a lot of times your clip goes into the gun, but the bullets stay outside of it. Like, and sometimes with the medic class as well, there's like you put your whole entire magazine in, and then the magazine disappears. On like the Sten or a couple of the others.
The Sten and Thompson were notorious for that.
Yeah. Which, hey, I haven't seen any specific notes so far on those. But
So hopefully that just kind of clarifies all of them.
Oh wait, hold up. Yeah, fixed an issue where SMG magazine parts would sometimes disappear when swapping from the smoke grenade launcher back to the primary weapon. So it seems situational, maybe.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I have so many like videos on more like on the Instagram of where my guy's doing the animation, but there's nothing there whatsoever.
Like just hand is just out in the middle of holding nothing.
Yeah, he's just holding nothing, and then he like grabs the air, and it's like invisible bullets. It's like, okay, well, at least they're killing people.
Yeah, it's imaginary. And this is one that I think really I've noticed a lot, and it's kind of affected me. It's in the maps and modes area, but it's fixed an issue where players were notified that their deploy point is no longer available when attempting to spawn. I would run into that all the time. Like I'll have waited my timer. I already went through the whole dying animation, and I gotta go spawn on somebody, and it just will consistently tell me it's not ready.
Yeah, that's annoying.
Yeah.
I hate the new death animation too. God, I hope they fix that.
Yeah, and I already.
Where like you die and then you're sitting there staring at nothing.
Yeah.
For like, I don't know, 3 seconds, and then all of a sudden you can hold your blood or hold your wound until you get revived. But like, I like it before when you got shot, you got down, you can hold it. But now it's like, it's kind of like a kill cam in a sense, where it shows you the general direction now, which I don't like. Especially like me being a sniper most of the time, that's frustrating. It's like I shoot a dude and all of a sudden he's like, oh, I know where he's at.
Yeah. Well, and if they're gonna do that, they might as well make it so that you can still be holding your wound or skipping while that kill cam animation is happening. I mean, it makes sense why they put it in. Look, it was in Battlefield 4, it was in Battlefield Hardline, it was in Battlefield 1. You always got to see who killed you and what they're doing. But I think the whole death animation has now kind of changed things.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you want to get the rest of these ones, I guess?
The maps and modes and the specific Panzerstorm?
Yeah.
End on there?
Yeah.
Okay. So our last little subject's going to go pretty quick. We just got a couple of things to touch up on here. A couple of maps and modes they're working on here. Frontlines. They fixed the server issue causing the game mode where you would join games and it'd be like, 30 on 10. They fixed that.
Yeah.
And they also fixed the deploy point is like no longer there when attempting to spawn, where it says, "Oh, you're screwed over."
Yeah.
They removed the reinforcements from domination and team deathmatch, as reinforcements are not intended for these game modes, which I thought that was kind of dumb. Like, I don't know if that was a copy and paste and they did it over all their games.
Yeah.
And then, like, you're playing domination or team deathmatch. It's like, reinforcements are coming. It's like, what? That doesn't even apply to this game.
It doesn't make sense. A little bit of code.
And they fixed aerodrome. Oh, yeah, for sure. They fixed aerodrome that players would get into the unintended areas within the airplane hangar, which I don't know that too much because I didn't play too much. I don't play too much team deathmatch or domination like I did in Battlefield 1. Yeah. But I have heard people talk about people sneaking into the hangar.
And then probably able to snipe people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's like a spot you don't expect to get shot from.
Yeah.
This is one thing that makes me happy is they fixed some bushes that are bulletproof. Which is especially they did a big patch of that on Panzerstorm, where like a lot of bushes and stuff and trees were bulletproof.
I wish I would have known that. Wish I would have known those locations.
And they added the swine farm at Flag F got a complete rework, which everyone obviously will see that, cover that a little bit earlier. Yeah. And Oak Alley got added between objective D and G, and this is all on Panzerstorm,
like trees?
By the way, people.
Like oak trees.
Yes, yeah, like an alleyway.
That'd be cool. That's actually really good.
And they received a lot of height adjustments. More bushes and trees were added between flags A and D. for improved infantry and tank movement. And the infantry lanes between D and E also got revamped a little bit. So that'll make a huge difference. I'm excited to see what the new Panzers from. I may actually like the map now. Also, they need to add it to Breakthrough.
Yes, they do. Like, how many maps are available at the
moment? That would be such a crazy open field.
Because it's kind of like how Squad Conquest was, where there was only 3 maps available, I think. And so they had us do all these objectives, or all these challenges on, like, the same 3 maps. I think, if anything, Breakthrough should be available on every map, you know?
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. And they should also get rid of this Squad Conquest, or whatever that is.
Yeah. Glorified domination.
Yeah. Like, my opinion on how they fix that is do a tug of war. Just do like a Frontlines game mode.
Yeah.
Like, it needs that competitive edge. Or, you know, what would make the best? Like, here's what would make the best competitive mode. Instead of Squad Conquest, honestly, just do one life. You can revive people if you need to, but have, like, an area you need to capture.
Yeah.
And so that way, not 2 people are hiding. You can have, like, an attack and a defense, and have the, you know, defense, give, like, the defense, like, an extra 10-second start, just so they can fortify or something like that.
Yeah.
And then have the attackers go, and they have to capture a specific area or plant a bomb, like what's that big game? Like CS:GO, where they have to go and plant the bomb or something like that. Like, that would be huge for Battlefield. And like the fact that you could revive people, that would be like game changing. Like, it almost make it like, oh, I just sniped this dude, but you sniped him from so far away that he could get revived.
Yeah.
Or you can catch a dumb medic that's just gonna go revive him in the open. So it go like both ways.
Yeah. Well, Call of Duty has that same game mode.
That's how you make it competitive.
Exactly. They have that same game mode, and people are big fans of it because it takes a lot more of that strategy and yeah, like you said, just the fact that you can revive somebody would add a whole new twist to that you know, Call of Duty hasn't done. Maybe Rainbow Six has, but
yeah,
I mean, it would fit well with Battlefield.
Well, not like going in a building, blowing a building down, and, you know, being able to just push. Like, it would almost be like Rainbow Six mixed with like Call of Duty, with a little blend of CS:GO.
Yeah.
Like, have a little piece of every single one of those games, and have one life would just make it, and do like, I don't know, like what, 3 or 5, best of 3 or best of 5 or something like that. And just do, like, you could do like really cool things, like, was it a mod or something like that has like that town, so just like be within the town, or something like that. Like, that'd be so cool.
And then one thing I wanted to talk about, just because I think we've gone through most of the notes. I mean, are there any more notes that you want to talk about?
No, I think that's pretty much it.
So I was thinking, I remember when they were talking about Battlefield 5 and things that they could do with it, they talked a lot about bringing back some of the old, rework some of the old maps from Battlefield, like 1942, 1943. You know, the older Battlefield games, and I wonder when their plan is on doing that, you know. Because they put out the hint of it. So I think it'd be cool if we started seeing,
I think his controller died
some of those
on my
reworks. Oh no.
There we go.
As always.
I was like, I think his controller just died.
As always, my controller dies if we talk too long, so.
So what were you saying before your controller died?
Well, I just hope we get more maps, and I hope we get some of those remastered Battlefield 1943, 1942. Some of those maps, you know. I know, I know. I think it'd just be awesome. Plus, they said it, so might as well add it in, or at least hint.
Well, yeah, and that's what I was confused about, because when they made the big announcement of, like, you know, the World War II, I remember talking to someone that played with a member of DICE, and they said, like, something about the Bad Company 2 or something like that. Like, some of the maps or whatever were coming in.
Yeah. Or
not Bad Company, but... So I was like, oh, are they just remastering the game instead of making a whole new game? And they never answered that, so it's nice to know that they probably will be bringing in some of those maps, which will be nice, because even if they copy and paste all those maps in, that's still X amount of maps added to Battlefield. Like, this game will just get better over time. Like, Battlefield's the game that, like we talked about, where it just gets better. Like, people always ask me, like, is it worth it? I'll be like, in 6 months, yeah, you're gonna be like, that was totally worth it. But like right now, they're going through their bugs, they're going through their everything, so the game will always get better. That's why, like, Battlefield 1, a lot of people didn't like it, but now Battlefield 1 is still so popular, and Battlefield 4 is still really popular. And Battlefield 4 had the worst like launch date ever, where all the servers were crashing and everything was going on. But now it's like a looked upon game.
Now it's considered a classic in the Battlefield community, and so, like, you know, I still play it regularly. It's like, it's that kind of thing.
Well, is there since we're going to be ending the first podcast, bear with us on this one. This is our first one. We'll probably look at this and be like, wow, my God, that was cringe. But you got to start somewhere, ladies and gentlemen. You got to start somewhere. But we can use this time, free time. What do you got going on for future videos or updates to your Instagram? You got anything going on?
Yeah, so at least for Instagram, the Freetime Enthusiast page, I have a long coming 1911 clip that I'm going through all the past games. You know, we're going through Battlefield 4, Battlefield 1, Battlefield 5, potentially Hardline, just to I said I'd make a part 2 of my handgun clips, and so the part 2 will be the 1911. That is in the works right now.
I love that gun.
I know. I mean, it's in every Battlefield, so I love it. And then what's going on with you?
Yeah.
How's the competition?
Well, the Coliseum tournament, we are down to our final 2 people. It's been crazy. It's a whole new world I'm stepping into, so it's been crazy, but we're down to our final 2 of kind of like the beta testing for the tournament. But a lot of people have messaged me and stuff and been like, yo, I want to be part of this. So I have a feeling the next tournament will be even better. We're gonna like probably double or 2.5, make it 2.5 times bigger. Go, because we started with 8 people, we may go 16, or I may even double that.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens there, but it'll be crazy. That's for sure.
El Snail.
A lot of good things going forward.
El Snail just beat me in the last one, so you better go all the way, man.
Yep. So now we got Cosmic Kumquat and El Snail, which have completely, beat out the competition, which is crazy about the tournament I'm doing, because I make it so no one can know whose videos is who, and I post them together. Yeah. So we've had all the big dogs have actually been knocked out, and so now basically the 2 remaining people are underdogs, as you could say, in the tournament, which it's cool, because then people are able to see these people who are underdogs, and it kind of helps them out, being like, whoa, there's, instead of focusing on like people who've been able to grow their channels and stuff, it just shows that there's so many people that have skills in games, and so it helps them out a little bit.
Yeah, and like, the love for Battlefield extends far and wide, and so I think that's a lot of what you see with the people who like keeping up and interacting with it. So
yeah, I think that's all we got. Unless you got anything else you need to mention.
Just be watching for we're the Insight Gamers, and that's our YouTube channel, so we'll be posting there, and we're just excited to get this started and see all you guys over there and see what we can build with it.
Yes. Oh, and also I will be finishing my streaming room soon, so I'll be streaming again very shortly. Just whenever I get my sheetrock up.
Hopefully soon, huh?
Yeah, hopefully soon. It'll be nice to have my own little room, so I don't have this little sheet behind me. That's my lovely backdrop.
Well, the last thing I want to say is you people go out there, play Battlefield 5, and enjoy your free time.
I like how you added part of your name in there.
Huh?
Awesome. I can't do that with mine.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of weird.
Come watch our videos,
like,
or
enjoy your Spartan.
You'll be kicked off the cliff.
Yeah. You better like this video, or you're gonna get kicked off a cliff. But I do closing out here. I do want to say thank you for everyone for bearing through our first one. This is going to be fun. We have a lot of exciting things going forward for this, and it's going to be a lot of fun. It'll be hilarious having all of our bloopers too. We're gonna have plenty of bloopers for you guys just to make fun of us. It'll be fantastic.
Yeah.
But thank you for your time. Thank you for checking out this first video, and we look forward to moving forward and always improving.
Yep.
So thank you for taking the time to watch this lovely video on Battlefield 5.
See you guys later.